Biafra, raffle BFR, raffle jingle. My people, follow who no road. His Excellency Simon Ekpa Njoku, na him they carry us enter Biafra. He they play the show. No be lie, the good guy, Prime Minister of Biafra Republic Government, in exile, went there for Obodo Yibo, Finland. With him government, na him they do the wonder. Say make you join, follow up, he go sweet you for body. Freedom today, better for you. And your picking them, I dey tell you, he can still bring ogbonge raffle draw with big money when you go win. I dey tell you, no be lie. Starting from on the 29th of November, go reach December 3rd. Now this thing dey happen 2024. And make I shock you, the money, it makes sense well. $20 and total winning prize $10,000. A first prize $5,000, third prize $2,000. BFR, no sit down, no sit down. Look, na dog name. They want from here gather money to build Biafra, where you they cry for sins. You go also win too.
Program wherever you are joining me from, I appreciate you and I thank you for being part of this program. Please like and share the program on your platform. Share to family and friends. Share to everyone that is close to you, so that they can be part of this very platform and be able to send information across. Fellow Biafrans and people of the world, viewers across the world, in this very platform, we do not come here to instigate violence. We do not come here to preach hate. We don't come here for saga or to attack any individual. What we do in this platform is to send information across to the world on the true situation of things in Biafra land and in the contraption called Nigeria. There are so many things that are not being taken note of. There are so many things that are happening that are being told in a different form. In this platform, we bring those information to your doorstep and tell you exactly how things are. There are certain videos that you might not be able to come across on the media. Some videos that are hidden from the eyes of the people, we bring them out and share it through the social media so that the world will be aware of what is going on in the contraption called Nigeria. I welcome every one of you, and I'm going to share a very important information as we speak. I want you to watch this video from the beginning to end. You will understand what we are talking about. So many things that you can't see online. You are going to see it here. So listen to this very video from the beginning to end. I bet you're going to enjoy it. Let us watch it together and see what the video has to say.
Analyst and Dr. Deji Oboshalai, Doctor of Political Science. So, good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Good to have you on the studio this morning. Prince, I'll start with you because this is about the South. Why you're smiling already? Let's go back to the Southeast, where some people said that the sit-at-home order must continue. This is coming from a woman that says she's the spokesperson of Simon Ekpa. What do you have to say about this?
This group of idiots that are holding the South to ransom, their days are numbered. I'm shocked, that suddenly one woman who claims to be a mental health practitioner, if you listen to that woman, you know she's sick upstairs already. Before she even begins to talk about her profession, you know she's very, very sick. And I keep asking myself, you're calling yourself Biafra government in exile, and you want to come to Nigeria to take over and rule over the Southeast. So when you come, all the people in the Southeast, none of them is qualified to be in the government, since you have apportioned positions to yourselves. When we talk about the sit-at-home, let me quickly say this. The sit-at-home is not something I expected to end overnight. Because people are still scared, people are worried, people don't even know what is really happening right now. With the fact that this whole group, or this so-called group, unknown gunmen, nobody has identified them, nobody knows them, and even Simon Ekpa himself has not taken responsibility for them. So they are not the ESN, but they are unknown gunmen. So until the federal government, working closely with the state government, is able to unveil the persons behind the unknown gunmen, people will not come out. Because we're not talking about, if we're talking about a normal situation where you say, okay, these are people, you know them, but these are people you don't know. And you know, what really baffles me and baffles a lot of people from the South is that these guys will operate, disappear into thin air before the police and the army will come out. Despite the fact that you have checkpoints in the entire Southeast, the Southeast is more like a captured state. Yet, in that state of being captured, people are still carrying out, heinous crimes, and nobody gets arrested.
From what we heard yesterday, they say that they are somewhere, they camp in a bush near the borders with Imo and Abia State, and the directive is already out there for them to cross out, and the military is already out there to get them out.
I don't think the military is being sincere with us. The Nigerian military, they're not being sincere with people in the Southeast, just as they're not being sincere with people in the Northeast and Northwest.
Why do you say so?
They're not being sincere. The other day we had a senator from the North saying, they've rooted out Lukarawa. We've heard the military come and say they've taken care of the bandits and the terrorists. Well, look at what's happening in Benue. Look at what's happening in the North. Look at what happened in Katsina yesterday. See, this whole thing can only be resolved when government tells the people the truth.
But
the truth does not hurt, because if I know that if I touch this phone, I'll get electrocuted. And my friend here, Dr. Brgie, has lectured me, has educated me on why I should not touch it. I will not.
No.
But if on the other hand, he knows that if I touch this thing, it will hurt me, and he keeps telling me, oh, no, we have removed all the devices, whatever that makes it to shock you, then it's not being fair. And that is what the government is doing to us.
Prince, let's look at it let's bring it to this point where it's more like the IPOB now, it's not even what they said or what they're supposed to be. We have the Nnamdi Kanu faction saying, no more sit at home through Ima Powerful. And then we get this lady, Ngozi Orabweze, saying that even with the arrest of Simon Ekpa, that the sit at home order must continue. We have also the elders in the Igbo in the Southeast coming up to say, we don't know who Simon Ekpa is. And then we are also saying we've disassociated ourselves from this man and all his activities. Now, do you think that even with the release of Nnamdi Kanu, that the issue of the sit-at-home, the issue of insecurity happening in that southeastern region can stop?
When we talk of the issues definitely in the south, please leave those non-entities called elders out of it. They are part of the problem. No, they are part of the problem. When they were supposed to talk and nip this whole thing in the bud, they were all playing politics.
Well, I don't think we'll
but let me finish.
Insult.
Now, I'm not insult, but I'm telling you the truth. But let them go and commit suicide if they want.
Oh, no, please.
Because all the elders in the southeast, I am from the southeast,
yes.
And I feel so bad that we have elders in the southeast who have kept quiet and the things have gone bad.
Great.
Christmas is approaching. Nobody wants to travel to the southeast.
I understand your...
Students are not going to school in the southeast. And you say you have elders, you have governors.
All right.
These people have betrayed the entire southeast.
Okay. All right.
Now, bringing it back to IPOB and Simon Ekpa, it is not today that IPOB, headed by Nnamdi Kanu, has been saying no more sit at home. It's not today. When Peter Mbah took over as governor of Enugu State, the first thing he did was to say, no more sit at home. And he tried, in subtle ways to stop it, but he couldn't.
Okay.
Why couldn't they stop it? Because the group they are dealing with, they are faceless.
So do you think with the release of Nnamdi Kanu, as the elders are demanding, do you think that can in any way stop the whole attacks and the killings and that all that has been?
It may not stop it, but it will help us to identify who is who in the southeast.
All right.
If you release Nnamdi Kanu today, we will be able to know who are these people going about as unknown gunmen. Who is it? Let's be very logical here. How can you tell me you are fighting for the people You want to liberate them from marginalization. You want to liberate them from all manner of things that the federal government of Nigeria is doing. And yet you're killing the same people. So when you get this Biafra, who will you rule?
All right, Prince.
Let's bring Dr. Deji into the conversation. Prince Shilaka has said quite a lot. I like the fact that you talked about unknown gunmen, you talked about the insincerity of government, you talked about the role of elders. Now let's talk about the role of the government. First, with regard to unknown gunmen, up until this moment, the intelligence community is unable to tell us which unknown gunmen are. Two, let's talk about the role of government in trying to ensure that the root cause of this insecurity in the Southeast, which is an offspring of the fact that certain people feel that they have been marginalized. Have we been able to, has the government tried to tackle the problem from the root cause by addressing those issues? In the Southeast is not the only ones that are aggrieved. People in the Southwest are aggrieved. People in parts of the North are aggrieved. What has been the role of government in tackling these issues? Now the question is, if you put all these things together, do you think or do you agree with certain people, some elements that say, look, the federal government is interested and they are the ones behind the insecurity in the Southeast, the insecurity in the Northeast, and the insecurity in the Northwest? Because we see people negotiate, governors negotiate with bandits. We see governors negotiate with terrorists. But this same government cannot call IPOB to say, what is the problem? Can you please help us unmask these issues?
Okay, if I want to unmask this issue, I'll place it under 4 tents. The first tent is the government issue. Then the second one is that of the non-state actors. Then the third one is conspiratorial silence. The fourth one is conspiratorial alliance. Now, to start with that of the government issue. First, you see, when you perpetuate injustice, it's just like a baby. If you give birth to a baby, and every day you derive pleasure in spanking that baby, at some point the baby will be helpless. At some point, while the baby is growing up, the baby will be thinking of a defense mechanism. At some point, lo and behold, a day will come that the baby will, that same baby of yesterday, will look you in the face and, you know, will try to seek his own liberation. But if you are a good parent, that baby will always cherish and adore you based on the impact that you've had in his or her life. So connecting that to the Nigerian context, if there is a region called the Southeast and they believe that there is an injustice against them, and rather than for you to allay their fears, you are rather bringing more injustice. By the way, almost every region in Nigeria have suffered one injustice or the other. It's just that the degree are quite different. And Nigerian government find a way of usually compensating other regions. That's the difference between the problem in other regions and that of the Southeast. When the Goodluck Jonathan issue, when the Niger Delta issue came, they gave them a Goodluck Jonathan solution. When the Abiola issue came, they gave them the 1999 return to democracy Obasanjo solution. But the problem of the Southeast has been there. There's been no solution. I know of Alex Ekweme, but the truth is, we know we operate a one-man state, that the number one person takes the lead in the two sense of having the overall superior control. So the government issue, on the other hand, is that the people, the Southeast are very industrious people. It's not that they don't want to go out. No, the Southeast people, if you leave them to hustle 24 hours around the clock, they are ready to hustle. They have it in their blood. They don't have that passive spirit. And that is why when you go to other African countries that the Southeast people are well populated in, you will see that even the citizens of those countries, South Africa, Kenya, they get jealous of them because they have that active spirit in them. So you cannot tell me that people that have active spirit and people that are commercial oriented, and Monday is the best period for commerce to hold, you tell me that those people want to sit at home. No. But then, as much as they wish to go out, the failure of the government, those that have dead it are either dead or their business are no longer functioning, and government has been unable to do anything. So that is the government issue. in terms of giving the Southeast people what they truly deserve in terms of justice and the adequate protection that will give people the confidence to go out when they really want to go out. Now, the second tent is that of the non-state actors. The sit-at-home order in the Southeast now, it has had father, mother, children, you understand? If something happens and it is an illegality, if you don't nip it in the bud, it's like a plant, a seed. If somebody is stealing and the person starts with stealing 5 naira and the person was neither caught nor cautioned, as that person grows, definitely he will graduate into stealing 500 naira, 1,000, and before you know it, he will be a full-scale robber. And that is what has happened to the insecurity in the South, because we have people that are legitimately aggrieved. We have profiteers, illegal profiteers of the sit-at-home order in the Southeast. We have people that seek soft power, because I like to use soft power for non-state actors. Now, that seek soft power, and these people now, they see it as a way of showing that they are in charge. So the non-state actors being the second tent is a major issue, because right now there are people that even if Nnamdi Kanu is released now, the crisis in the Southeast will still continue, because some people have been used to that kind of life. It's just like you want to say you want to stop oil bunkering in the Niger Delta. It's one of the most difficult things, because some of those guys have been exposed to a particular life of free, easy money.
Like what happened yesterday in Anambra and Abia State, you know, where people, these men went to enforce sit-at-home. And some people lost their lives in the crossfires. Now, the question is, do you think that, look, the government is, like you used the word, conspiratorial silence?
Yeah, that's what
I'd like for you to explain.
Yes, you see, the conspiratorial silence is that Nigerian government historically, and you can think back, Nigerian government has an history of, you know, not being perfect in anything and everything, but being perfect in one thing or the other. That one thing or the other is what government truly have interest in. Whatever government truly have interest in the issue of Nigeria, they usually perform. When Sunday Igboho, when the Buhari government saw him as a threat, did they not perform? They did. When OPC was seen as a threat under Obasanjo, Metasini, you can go on and on.
Are they not performing by keeping Nnamdi Kanu in
no,
incarceration?
No,
now they are trying to extradite Simon Ekpa.
That is not performance. In the sense that, okay, look now, Simon Ekpa is in jail. Another Ngozi has launched herself.
I was going to ask you a question.
I'm coming, sir. Sorry, sir. Another Ngozi have launched herself. So I have said it before that the Southeast right now is pregnant of many Simon Ekpa.
All right, sir.
So what will you have the federal government do to stop this?
What the federal government should do is that aspect of being just and providing adequate security. See,
okay.
The issue of Biafra now is that.
Doctor, please allow me to interrupt you at this point. Yes, I was going to ask this question earlier, but I wanted you to land on your thoughts. Ngozi Orabueze, yes, you did say that she's another Simon Ekpa in the making, but she's not the only one. We saw another person who called himself the Minister of Communication.
Is it Pastor Zamzam?
Zamzam. Gets confusing. Well, he called himself the Minister of Communication in exile. So we are seeing some of these individuals come up. And I had to look up Ngozi's page on x.com. She has about 16.1 thousand people, subscribers to her a Twitter page or X page. Should we take these people seriously? Should we be more concerned? Or should we ignore them entirely?
You may not take them serious.
No, it's a question I'm asking.
No, yes, I'm asking you. You may not take them serious. But the message they are passing, what they are saying, resonates with what some people believe and what some people are seeing. There's a difference between what you believe and what you are seeing. And that is one of the problems. Most of the people of the Southeast, they were not born during Biafra. They were not born at all, you know. And they themselves now believe in the cause of Biafra because what these people are saying They are seeing it happening live. How do you justify that the Southeast is the third largest population in Nigeria out of over 200 ethnic groups? So the third largest population are no longer good to be president. Let us be there. They are seeing these things. Why is it that during politics you suddenly come up with, Igbo must go? Now that Igbos are in Lagos, they are working every day, doing their legitimate business. They are paying tax. You love their tax, right? They are living, they are renting big houses, going to clubs, shopping malls. You love that. But suddenly, when it comes to election, you remember Igbo. So these people, they are seeing all these injustices. So whenever they see somebody like Ngozi or Simon Ekpa or Nnamdi Kanu, that message is the right spot in their brain, in their body. And that is why these people keep having followers. But then, the issue of conspiratorial silence is that of the leaders of the Southeast. There seems to be a conspiracy of silence, whether out of being in bed with the political class or whether because the current structure of the Nigerian state in terms of impunity favors them. I don't tend to understand, because we have leaders of thought in the Southeast. We have notable religious leaders in the Southeast. We have people, great people. For instance, even the people that you think are not great are actually great in the true sense of it, because the role Father Mbaka that was crying during Buhari election, I think Father Mbaka himself has more weight in front of Buhari than some people. So why did the Southeast not explore these avenues, just as some other ethnic group have explored it, to be able to seek the release of Nnamdi Kanu? Then you need to ask yourself, what is important to the leaders of the Southeast, in the sense that what did they use to negotiate with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu? So that of conspiratorial silence, because these things are happening. Even the sit at home, you've seen the leaders of the Southeast, there's this conspiracy of silence, either out of fear or they belong to the
silence,
or they belong to the caucus. I don't know.
Prince did say something. You pointed to Peter Mba. When he came into office, he was spitting fire. He was, he seemed ready to end the seat at home. Yes, he did say, look, nobody. In fact, he was basically literally going to drag people out of their homes to come and to do their businesses. Go ahead.
Okay. You see, I'm just want to draw a line to connect with that conspiratorial alliance.
Okay.
Now, the people of the Southeast and the people agitating, they are saying, oh, give us our rightful position in Nigeria. The people that can help actualize that, there seem to be this alliance. Either they feel that they are well treated in the Nigerian political space, or the current structure just favors them and they are quite okay with it. So for me, there's this, because if you look at it, if every leaders of the Southeast, when they go to Aso Rock, if they are singing the same song, there's a purpose of elections. The Southeast is, you can't say it is small. It has a major voting bloc that can determine the outcome of election in Nigeria. So you have to say, what is the point of negotiation even during election? Like when a major political candidate, when Asiwaju was campaigning, Nnamdi Kanu was in prison. There had been the injustice, in fact, than never before during the time of Buhari. We remember the dots in the circle and different kind of, I don't want to use some words, but the truth is that what was the point of negotiation? Because the best time that you can get things from people is when they are seeking power. So when Bola Ahmed Tinubu was crusading around the East, when he was familiarizing himself with the Igbo, when he was wearing, what's the name of this other, Isiagu, all over the place, what were the Igbo people, what were they communicating? So if they are not communicating the release of Nnamdi Kanu, and they are not communicating what will eradicate what Nnamdi Kanu is propagating, then it is a conspiratorial alliance, because it only favors them. But the have-nots, the talakawas, and the average people in the Southeast are not profiting from it. So you want to imagine that what are these people, what are they saying? If they are not passing the message, then it is a conspiratorial alliance.
Quick one now. You made mention of the war that happened and how some Nigerians or some Southeasterners are still more like, have not forgotten, they still have this ideology there. And do you think that this whole issue is going to get to that point again where there will be another, you know, I wouldn't want to, we're not championing war to say, but do you think it's going to get to that point again where, you know, that word will also come up again with the whole agitation, the whole ideology, and how it's not?
Yes, the war can be prevented if either of two things happens. Number one, the federal government will retrace its step, or these people that are involved in the sit-at-home and agitation will back down. If one of those two does not happen, if it continues like this, it will definitely lead to a war. Because before now, as at 1999, there's nothing like sit-at-home. I don't think there's anything like unknown government in the southeast. So you are getting there gradually. So if Nigerian government does not retrace its step to begin, because for instance, I don't see a reason whereby if you are looking at the political structure in Nigeria, before you can see any relevant southeast, you need to go to deputy speaker.
Okay, I was actually coming to that.
Deputy speaker.
Sorry, doctor. I was coming to that, and it's nice to bring in Dr. Prince Chilaka into the fray now. Like, Doctor, they said something about what happened during campaigns, you know. I want to ask, is it more like a state policy, you know, to put the Igbo nation down? I asked that question in the light of the fact that, look, we have a tripod, the north, south, and the east. Now, we assume, or from the papers that we see, the north is so huge, like more like a monolith now. And if the north wants power, what do? They simply align with either the east or the west, and they get it. Now, if the west wants power, they align with the north. The question is, why can't the east and the west align? That is one question. And the other one of it is this, like, why I ask if it is a state policy is that we have seen different people from different regions, you know, between 1979 and 2024, the highest Igbo person that has served in government is, like you mentioned, Alex Ekweme, and that was about how many years ago? About 40 years ago or so. So does that speak to a conspiracy of the state against the Igbo people?
I will quote somebody. He's late now. He's actually my political godfather. Late Chief Edwin Omosheke. He said something to me a few years back. He said that the problem with the Southeast is that everybody in the Southeast is still embroidered in that war. They have not freed themselves from what happened in the war. And because of that, everyone's progress is seen as an individual progress. That the Igbos have failed to see it as a collective progress. And that they have failed to reason, to understand that politics is not an individual thing. That is a collective will. That you must come out, carry your people along, and always project what your people want. But unfortunately, that the kind of leaders we've had in the Southeast are greedy, selfish, and wicked.
Sorry, Prince.
So
I'm sorry to butt in at this question at this point, because you raised something. How individualistic or how collective can the Igbo people be? In 1999, they voted for the PDP en masse. In 2023, the same thing. In 2003, the same thing happened. In 2007, the same thing happened. Up until even in 2015, they voted for the PDP en masse. So how collective can they be?
Mr. Emeka Chukuma, in all this voting, let us be sincere with ourselves. You are an Igbo man. In all these votings, what have the Southeast put on the table as their demand?
The demand of the Southeast is injustice, fair, level playing field. What else can we ask for?
How have they put it?
How do you want them to put it?
You see, it's one thing to get people to vote for somebody without agitating for something. It's another thing for you to say, we are going to vote for you. but we need this.
Do other regions?
Other regions have always. They have always.
Like what?
No.
Sorry,
see, the problem with the Igbo man is pride, and that pride is holding us down. You must shift ground to get what you want. We keep putting ourselves in this Biafra, and at the end of the day, the people that are now carrying Biafra on their heads are the youths. But what has happened to the elders? Why is it that the elders in Igbo land have suddenly become deaf and dumb?
Do you think now that
why is it that I'm coming. Why is it that the likes of Rochas Okorocha, who came out to claim leadership, to claim eldership in Igbo land, since he lost election, nobody talks about it, nobody hears about it. In all of this thing that is happening, how many gatherings have the Igbos organized? You have the Obi of Onitsha. You have a lot of political leaders, like you said. Why is it that they are not coming together to say, let us find a solution to the problem?
Do you think it's a still thing of the Southeasterners coming together, given the fact that Showore said something, he actually kind of spilled the beans some time ago, I think last month, to say that Nigeria has an Igbo problem. And then he also made mention of a secret memo against Nigeria, against Southeasterners, and against Igbo.
Forget that.
It is the issue of the Southeasterners.
Forget that memo. Each time you talk about that memo,
we can't forget the memo because it's coming from Showore.
Did you see a copy of it?
About that. He said it.
Did Showore himself?
He said something about that.
Forget what Showore is saying. Showore is not going to be the one to talk in the interest of the Igbos. It is the Igbos that will talk in their own interest.
The prince.
See, when Peter Mba, I was saying something, when Peter Mba came on board, he said he was going to stop the sit at home. And I remember what I said that time. I said, he is going about it the wrong way. It is not saying that if you don't open your shop, you will lose your shop. If you don't, no. A lot of water has gone under the bridge. For you to end the sit at home in the Southeast, the Igbo so-called leaders and elders must be in the forefront to end it.
You see, that brings me back to the question of what role has the federal government, what role has the Nigerian state played in ensuring that the festering insecurity in the Southeast arising from grievances based on marginalization that started right from the end of the Civil War up until this moment has not been addressed? It's like you are trying to build something on nothing. If you don't take out the root cause, how do you think you can solve this problem? I mean, these boys didn't just wake up one day and started the issue of insecurity. Something led to it. When avenues for the resolution of crisis, the grievances, issues have been closed out against the people, what do? The next thing is to resort to struggle. It starts with civil disobedience, non-violence, as we saw Nnamdi Kanu do. Now it boils down to the stage of sabotage, confrontation, sabotage, and all of that, until in some cases it spills over into warfare, guerrilla warfare, and all of that. What role has the government played in ensuring that, look, the root cause of this insecurity is taken out?
Okay, we have members of the Federal House of Reps, we have senators from the Southeast. What have they been busying themselves with?
Can you record the number?
Let me finish.
Can you record the number of times Engineer Baribe has been on the floor of the Senate?
I'm coming.
The Southeast Caucus in the National Assembly.
Sokoro, calm down. The Deputy Speaker, Kalu, instead of him to begin to find as a Deputy Speaker, how do we resolve the crisis in the Southeast? He is busy telling you how he's going to take over power from Otim of Abia State.
But before he did that,
this
like the non-kinetic approach to insecurity.
You cannot exonerate the so-called leaders in the Southeast from what is going on in the Southeast. If you do that, you're not being fair to the youth of the Southeast. You cannot exonerate them. When Sunday Igboho had issues in Benin Republic, what did the elders in Yoruba land do?
Can you record the number of times Ohaneze has gone to Aso Rock?
Is it the same on Ohaneze that a few days ago we are telling you that the policies of this government is in order? Is it the same Ohaneze? Which Ohaneze are you talking about? Ohaneze is Ohaneze the eldership of Igbo land? You are the Igbo man. You understand the role played by Umunna. Where are they?
So
when Sunday Igboho got arrested in Benin Republic, what happened? Don't forget, you only of Ife, Obasanjo, and prominent elders in Yoruba land went to Benin Republic to secure his release. What do you have playing out in the southeast?
We have a visit. We also have
governors.
Also gathered 50.
Is it the governors that go in the daytime? Is it the governors that go in the daytime to ask for Nnamdi Kanu and at night ask them to keep him behind bars?
We have people who have been speaking, even the fact that the southwest, the western, and also the northerners have also chimed in making sure that Nnamdi Kanu is being released.
If you have an injury,
Prince,
you are the one feeling the pain of your injury.
Prince Francis,
no matter what, no matter what anybody does,
do you have
it is you that will find a solution to that injury.
Do you have
but as far as I'm concerned, anything that has to do with IPOB,
Prince Francis,
today in Nigeria that we are in,
statement,
we need the Igbos. I'm coming. Don't stop myself. We need the Igbo elders and leaders to come out.
You've made that.
If the Igbo leaders come out to speak with one voice,
absolutely,
a lot of this will change.
Absolutely, you've made that point. But I don't want this to slip by. You made a statement. Igbo elders go out to canvass for the release of Nnamdi Kanu during the day, and at night they. Do you have evidence?
I don't need evidence, but that is what is playing out.
How?
It is playing out. Since the last time they said 54 or 90-something honorable members signed and all of that. Since the last time they said the governors went to meet with the president, what has come out of it? Have they come back to the people? Have they told us what came out of it?
So don't you think Nigeria now being scared of the Igbos?
No. I still believe that the right words, the right things have not been said by the so-called elders.
Okay, Doctor.
Thank you so much for watching the program. I appreciate you for your patience to watch from beginning to end. I hope you have learned a lot from this very program that I just played, this video. Please like and share the video. Share to all platforms. After sharing the video, now you can go to the comment section and put down your comment. Whatever suggestions, contributions you have to make, what do you think about the video I just played? Go to the comment section and put your comment. I will go to the comment section and I bet you I am learning a lot from there, and you can equally learn from there. Let us share our experience on that comment section. Thank you so much and stay blessed. Don't forget to share. And we continue to bless you as you share. Biafra government, peace, progress, unity, and equity. We move airborne.